Welcome in, folks. You are watching the special edition of GMJ as the Icemen get ready for the playoffs. We're live from the Veterans ViStar, the ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena here in downtown Jacksonville. Look, we are having so much fun here this morning, and look who's joining us. Look who's up dark and early with us. Let me tell you the deal, Andy. Anytime we wake up early, we make everyone else get up with us, right?
That's just part of it.
So this is Andy Kaufman, the owner here of the Icemen.
It's the playoffs. It was very easy to wake up early today. Jump right out of bed.
Really?
Let's go.
It's like Christmas morning.
Absolutely.
Ready to rock. We saw the drone shot. I love the shot. The ice looks so good from above. And one thing I'm noticing here in these rafters, I see Sharks championships. I see Giants championships. How nice would it be to add an Iceman banner?
Yes.
Well, that was the dream, right? So about 4 years ago, right, the dream is to bring the Kelly Cup here to Jacksonville. This is our hometown, right? It's where our kids were born and raised, and to be able to celebrate that with our friends and neighbors in the city here would be super special.
No, Andy, let's dig in the weeds a little bit, because I've got to tell you, I am so impressed with how many sponsorships you guys have going on here. So many corporate sponsors. How are you pulling that off? What's going on?
So I think, you know, the city knows this is basically their team.
Yes.
Right? So we have a bunch of partners. We're all here in Jacksonville. This is our community, and I think that's been a big part of the momentum here that's helped to build it. So
You think, you talk about home and raising a family here, and you think Northeast Florida, you think 95-degree summers, but you know what I mean? And maybe not necessarily the hockey culture, but you're building that. And I know that's part of it as well. So tell me about building that hockey culture, and how you actually got involved, and why buy a hockey team here in Florida?
Yeah, so the dream was always to own a sports team, right? Grew up in Long Island, been here about 20 years, and grew up a hockey fan. I was an Iceman fan, right? The first team we were fortunate enough to own was a baseball team over in Fort Myers, and was coming to the Iceman games as a fan. Heard a rumor that the team might be for sale. Former owner lived in Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm like, wow, so we could have like a game day, and I could like be home in time to tuck in my kids at night. Now they're teenagers; they don't let me tuck them in anymore, but. But to be able to do this, you know, again, in your hometown is a dream come true. And in terms of just trying to grow the sport here, right? Like we've already, I mean, we're averaging 6,500 a game, barely scratched the surface, right?
Yeah.
So that, you know, we've got the igloo cooking on Emerson, state of the art.
We've got to talk about the igloo. I know that's your baby. You're so passionate about it. Tell us about the renovations, the plans that we can look forward to.
Yeah, so we only had one sheet of ice here for 2 million people in the region. Everywhere else in the state of Florida, there's one sheet of ice for every 400,000 people. So there was a major shortage, right? And so we knew we had to address that. And so first thing we did was we bought the facility, we're in the process of adding a second sheet of ice. That'll actually should be up and running in about 3 weeks, brand new. We'll have the 2 sheets of ice, a state-of-the-art sports bar right in between, seats 210 with executive chef capabilities in the kitchen.
Wow.
Jacksonville Sports Hall of Fame. With instead of bronze plaques, we're doing 6-foot bobbleheads for the inductees. That'll be fun. We'll have induction ceremonies here and move them down to the igloo, and we're expecting to have the largest collection in the world of 6-foot bobbleheads right here in Jacksonville, representing our Sports Hall of Famers. So
well, that's going to be cool.
Well, in the last 10 seconds that we've got to go because we've got to get to weather, but what happens tonight? How are we handling those gladiators?
Oh my gosh.
Backhand?
I think Iceman hockey, you play the strong defense, keep those shots on goal by the opponent low. Just play with the heart of Jacksonville, and I think we're going to come out with a W.
Let's get that
Yes,
home ice.
let's make that happen, folks. You've got to check in now with meteorologist Lauren.